Hey guys, welcome to Trashy Stupid Fun. Jesus. Uh, just a little warning. For the movie I'm going to talk about, I cannot talk about it without getting a little gross. So this episode's going to be kind of vulgar and kind of, it's... I'm not going to be as in your face as the movie is, but it's going to get kind of... There's going to be some language, is all I'll say. So without further ado, the movie I'm going to talk about is Hobo with a Shotgun. And the title will tell you all that, but basically, I just got done watching it, and it is a brutal, I mean, God, just call it brutal is kind of a downplaying this movie. The best way I know how to describe this movie is, I just talked about it online, is this movie goes for the jugular, rips it out, and okay, I'm going to go there. Rips it out and plays with it in front of you, and that's graphic, but that's what this movie does. And oh my God, it is graphic. And I've seen some graphic movies. This movie was this movie. Oh God, it's not rated, but I mean I think it'd be PG or not PG anything. It'd be NC-17 at least or X. It's like it was really graphic. I mean, it's really over the top graphic. It's where the blood is really, really red and the gore is just really over the top looking. But it was just in your face at all times. It just wouldn't let go. The basic plot is just this hobo comes to town. It's just, I guess it's just I don't know if it was a town he's been to before, but he comes to this town. And, he wants to start a new life for himself. He wants to buy a lawnmower and, mow lawns for a living. And, he finds that this town is overrun with criminals and drug dealers and prostitutes and everything. And so, well, he's more like, he's just more angry about the crime more than anything. And it's just disgusts him because it's, this guy that's, the main bad guy of the movie is the Duke. Or the Drake, rather, not the Duke. Wrong movie. The Drake, and he's brutal. He's a brutal son of a bitch. Is what I'll say. he's a bastard. I might go a little further in my cussing because this movie, God, it's like, I've seen a lot of movies and some of them have made me cringe or squirm. This one, I was like, oh. Looking away sometimes, but, wanting to see what's going to happen. It's like, kind of closing your eyes, covering your eyes with your hands, looking, it's like, oh, what's going to happen, kind of thing. And, yeah, this movie, because the movie, the first thing that this guy sees him do is, the main bad guy, the Drake guy, he has his brother killed, and he likes killing people in this really gruesome way. And again, I'm just gonna go there. I'm gonna spoil the movie. I'm sorry, but this movie is like, I'm okay with not seeing this ever again. Really, I liked it. It was. It's weird, but it's it's weird to say I liked a movie that made me uncomfortable. But that's one of the things about film. It's really great. Is, it makes you uncomfortable. But yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, again, I'm gonna spoil the opening because the opening bit here, because the guy, it gets you right in there where it sets up how the rest of the movie's gonna go, basically, and I'm not gonna describe every scene. I just wanted to describe this opening scene because it is just to give you an idea of what this guy's like. He strapped this thing on his brother's neck that looked like it's modeled after a manhole cover. For obvious reasons, because then, he puts his brother into a manhole, and straps a thing around his neck, and he has a car drag it, and takes off his head, and it's gross, and just I don't know how, it's just gross. It's oh God, I don't know how I'm giggling about this. This was a disturbing movie. And I think I'm just giggling because I just like, oh God, it was just it's just a disturbing movie. Yeah, what else? And just from there, it goes on. And this guy gets more and more disgusted by this town. Oh, the hobo of the movie, and he doesn't have a name, which is nice, or just interesting. The hobo is played by Rutger Hauer, and he's an awesome actor. I've only seen like a few of his movies, but I just really like him. I recently saw him in Blade Runner, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, and eventually he just snaps, and instead of buying the lawnmower he wanted, he buys a shotgun. And the shop he was at is being held up by a couple guys who are holding up this poor woman and her baby, and they almost threatened to kill the baby, but I don't know. I'm just glad that it didn't go there. But yeah, I will spoil another scene coming up. But yeah, I guess I might be spoiling the whole movie because I don't know how to talk about this whole movie without spoiling the whole movie. So just bear with me. Yeah. So anyways, he blows those guys away, basically, because they were holding up the pawn shop that he wanted to buy the shotgun. I think it was a pawn store. Anyways, he kills them, and then it just escalates from there. He just gets more and more pissed off by everything he sees, and he starts killing them. He starts killing dirty cops. He got arrested for killing this guy who was going to rape this girl that he meets and befriends eventually. Over time, after a while, and anyway, he saves her, and then he gets arrested and then jumped by the cop who and brings in the guys that were going to jump the girl, and they beat up on him, and then she finds him and she lets him stay with her, and then that's when he buys the gun. But anyways, I'm not going to go in order. I just want to hit on most of the big points that just made me go whoa, because it goes there. God, I don't know. I don't want to ruin the whole movie, but there's one thing. Because it goes there in a really dark way that I did not like. Kind of saw coming because I remember a friend talking about it, but it was just whoa. I don't know, but the bad guys have to after the guy's going on his little killing spree of the bad guys, or the corrupt cops and the drug dealers and everything. After he goes after them, the Drake guy, we gotta put some, we gotta get this guy, and so they, he has his son do something really disgusting. He's like, you need these people to fear you, and blah 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 blah. So he has his son hijack a school bus of kids, and he sets them on fire, and just it's so disgusting. I'm talking a lot. The cooler's going, and now I don't have to talk a lot, but jeez. I could not believe it went there, because it's just, you don't see too much of kids getting killed in horror movies. I mean, unless they're teenagers, and just disturbing. I don't like seeing kids or animals getting killed, even though sometimes it's because they do. Some horror movies will go there just for the shock value, kind of like Planet Terror did. I mean, that was kind of for shock value, and maybe kind of a few laughs, even though it wasn't that funny. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, it's just this movie was brutal. I don't want or need to see it again. But I had to see it because I just I love exploitation movies, and this was like an homage to those kind of movies, even though the ones I've seen are not that brutal. But I don't know. I guess I haven't seen enough. But yeah. And I'm not going to spoil the whole movie. I just wanted to spoil a couple parts because I could not talk about this movie without talking about those parts. It's just so brutal. But yeah, that was basically it. Again, I don't want to go into too much about this movie because I guess I wasn't too bad for the language, but yeah. Just it's one of those where a lot of characters are not going to survive the end of this movie, and that's this kind of movie. But yeah, not to give too much away, but that kind of gives a lot away. But it is one of those kind of movies. It's like not a lot of people, there aren't a lot of characters to root for in this movie. But still, not that many will survive. But still, it's one of those movies that going into that you kind of get that, So, anyways, that's about it. I only want to talk about one movie this time around because I did way too many and didn't even seem to get any comments on. I don't know if anybody actually watched it because it was a long episode. So yeah, this one movie. That's pretty much it. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to talk about next time, but yeah, I just wanted to do one movie this time because I did way too many last time. So until next time.